Good morning, and once again, happy Friday. So the weeks are going by super fast, which is great because I'm, ready for summer to be done. It's super hot out here, and yeah, so that's where we're at. But I wanted to go over staying hydrated, like after surgery. It's really difficult on its own, but I think it especially has another layer to it come summertime. And, it's a thing, it's a struggle. Um, so with that, I'm gonna be going over the things that I did like right after surgery. I'll show you um, a couple of the cool things that Kaiser gave me. So number one is this healthy eating after metabolic and bariatric surgery. It's got some really great info. Um, and yeah, I'll show you that's how I stayed hydrated. For the most part, I did have to get one IV, like, through the arm and that. Um, Gosh, it could have been like maybe 6 or 8 months after surgery, whatever they gave me, like the clear where you can start like working out a little more intensely. Um, and yeah, I just went ham on that, and I became dehydrated. Um, so yeah, a lot of it is just kind of like understanding your body, knowing how you feel, and kind of looking out for the signs, definitely through like the color of your urine, um, and yeah, how you feel. I mean, you are the only one that knows you and how that all works. Um, so yeah, let's get it started. We'll go over my plan via the lovely Kaiser thing, and there's a couple notes I'll actually pull from this real thick binder, which is great. This one has info from like head to toe and within it. They really set me up right with this stuff. So I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, let's go into this here. All right, so days 1 through 3 post surgery, a lot of us are home at this point, and we're just trying to navigate the new feelings, all these different sensations. We still have like the puffed out like tummies from that gas they put in, so everything can be lifted and they can get to all the guts that they need properly. We've got some uncomfortable feelings going on with that. But yeah, days 1 through 3, they wanted me. And again, this is all stuff like I'm not a doctor. I'm just going over the things that I did post surgery for myself. So they wanted me to have at least 32 to 64 ounces of fluids. That's 4 to 8 cups per day. So once we have this real small tummy, it's a lot. And it kind of kick-started what feels like hand to mouth more so after the surgery than it did before, when we could eat like normal. I mean, I'd eat, but now I feel like I'm like that a lot. So with those ounces, the 32 to 64, it already includes the fluid from your protein supplements. And like, I'll go over that. Some of these things, they start to shift as we get further and further away from having our surgery. So clear liquids, sugar-free, caffeine-free, non-carbonated. I had asked about that, and like, I wasn't a super carbonated person. I actually started kind of liking carbonated water right before the surgery, like maybe 6 or 8 months before surgery, and I was like, this stuff is great. But from what the surgeon says, the carbonation can slowly stretch out your new stomach all over again. So I don't want any part of that. I had this whole surgery to get better in life and do more things and have more options and just have a better quality. I'm just not going to do carbonation. It's not my thing. You hear the clickety clack? It's my baby dog Karma. Hello, hi. He's joining us. See? Okay. So, low or no calorie liquids and definitely alcohol free. We don't want that. We don't want the tummy aches. Like, this is a brand new tummy we have. It is freshly like cut, staple, burn, all the good stuff. I'm not trying to mess with it. Let's see, we got a comment here. Shane. Hi, Shane. Well, Ben, you look so well. I just spoke to my surgeon and I cannot have the surgery until I reduce my blood sugar levels. I'm a diabetic. Okay, then go with what your surgeon recommends. I mean, they're the ones, they do this, they know all of it in and out. And the team of people that I work with, the dietitian, the surgeon, the office people, this is their thing. So I definitely, went in using them as these resources. And they made it really, really easy for me to email them, get a hold of them, call, and answer my questions. So, hopefully you'll get your surgery sooner than later. But yeah, I think it's going to be a life changer. It's a big deal. So, yeah, I hope it all works out. There's things to caution with those sugar-free. And that's like, some of us just may not tolerate the like fake sugar in drinks. So it happens. Everybody's different. Some may be great and have no problems. Some, it may cause the dumping syndrome. And trust me, like, you're already feeling a little bit nauseous after surgery, and to have the dumping syndrome with this new tiny tummy, in my head, I was super scared of that. Like, oh my gosh, it's freshly sutured and burnt and all of that. Like, how's it going to work if your stomach's like, so I did my best to follow the guidelines with that. So days 4 to 14, stage 2. They wanted me to have 48 to 64 ounces of fluids. And again, this includes the fluids for your protein supplements. I think I had some of those like Premier Protein, the clear ones. And it's crazy. They tasted super, super sweet after surgery, but they did their job and they were included in what I should have. So that's 6 to 8 cups of liquids per day. Again, like the water, you can start, for me, incorporating fat-free, low sodium broth. I got vegetable broth because I became a vegetarian in September of 2020. So I just didn't want to have like the chicken broth or the bone broth or anything. And the vegetable one was great. During this stage, I started to incorporate the sugar-free ice pops, and those just got at Walmart. I think it's like a 12-pack for a few bucks. Again, like I had maybe a third of it and I genuinely felt super, super full. So it was great. They taste great. A little like sweet at first, which was crazy. Like your whole taste changes for some people. I was one of them. Sugar-free gelatin. So I bought the sugar-free Jello. I think it's like whatever the red one is, cherry or strawberry. That has been my favorite, but it didn't do so well. It didn't sit well. I tried incorporating that as part of those ounces, and just not for me. herbal tea, you can get caffeine free. And again, we're not incorporating caffeine into that new tummy. So yeah, it was great. I like the taste of tea. And I could do without the caffeine. It's not something that's necessary, so that was great. And then again, you can go towards those calorie-free and sugar-free drinks, which was great. So just be careful. They give us these fun little like photos of what things are. This one is not orange juice. It's a butternut squash soup. And yeah, like further in this, they give like the recipes, you know. So again, they set me up for success, and I'm so grateful for that. Let's go into stage 3. So days 15 to 28, which is weeks 3 to 4. 48 to 64 ounces. And this is where it starts to change. I have the little asterisk here. So you're not including the protein supplement fluids. So whatever that protein is, you're adding that into the 48 to 64 ounces. So again, it feels like you are drinking all the time. When I talked to the surgeon, and he's like, yeah, you may as well have a little water bottle like Velcro to your hand. And I was like, okay, cool, because I was wondering if this is normal, and it is. It's normal to just drink all day long. You're taking sips, you know, you're not like chugging. I couldn't even have like a mouth and cheek full of liquids and then get it down and be like, oh, it would feel awful because my stomach was so small. So yeah, with that, again, like the recommended water, non-carbonated, caffeine-free, alcohol-free, all of that. This tummy's still pretty fresh from its surgery. Let's move on. Weeks 5 to 6, days 29 to 42. So next set of asterisks, we can start incorporating caffeine. The guidelines here are up to 200 milligrams. I'm not sure if that's like, it says about 12 ounces of coffee or tea. Kind of seems like a lot, but you know, whatever. Like, I wasn't in dire need of caffeine. So, you know, it works. But yeah, we got the 48 to 64 ounces, 6 to 8 cups. You're not including the supplement fluids, so those fluids are going in addition to this. Your stomach's able to tolerate a little bit more now, at least mine was. I did have to shift a couple of the protein drinks, like Premier Protein was starting not to work with my stomach so well, and it was making me feel nauseous. I forgot what, I think I switched to Isopure. But yeah, this is my body just was not digging it. So you may have similar situations. Save the receipts, because I did buy in bulk before surgery, and I ended up taking like a few, I don't know, like 3 or 4 cases back to Sam's Club, just because it was no longer useful to me and my stomach couldn't tolerate it. So keep those receipts. And it's okay if your body doesn't, you know, stick to what you thought was going to be great. Your taste may change, the way it reacts may change. Part of this journey. So, yeah. Days 43 to 84, so weeks 7 to 12, they call this stage 5. And yeah, we're on that one. We're going 64 ounces and beyond. So 8 cups, get it in. Obviously, we're a little more active now because, you know, we're out there. in the weeks. We're not fresh off surgery. We should be moving our bodies, going for those walks, and doing everything possible to keep ourselves hydrated, because with those tiny tummies, it is real easy, especially once you're, a little more active and mobile, to like get dehydrated. If you're incorporating that caffeine and you went back to your morning coffee, okay. But you got to be careful with that, because the caffeine will make us pee, and it'll dehydrate us. So on their recommendations, it says caffeine's not recommended if you're not getting at least 48 ounces of water a day. It's going to dehydrate you. I did pull a little note, a tab in here. Caffeine is a big deal. And this is why it's a big deal, and not in a great way. Caffeine drinks are often acidic, which can cause irritation to your stomach. Again, that scared me straight. Like, cool. I know decaf coffee still has a little bit of caffeine in it. So I wanted that coffee kind of flavor, that little taste in my mouth. So decaf is great. It's fine. And I think because I don't have caffeine like that, like regular people, the little bit of amount that's in decaf still affects me the way I would say like a regular person. Still have to use the restroom, all of that stuff. It like goes through the guts. Going back to the pee-pee thing, it says caffeine causes the body to increase urination and flushing of water out of the body. We need all we can get with liquids. So yeah, too much can lead to dehydration. Caffeine can reduce the absorption of some vitamins and minerals because your digestive system has changed. This is something I already knew because of my thyroid medicine. You can't have, like, I take it right when I wake up with the water, but you can't have caffeine with it. Obviously, you can't have food with it. So there's a very particular way that I have to plan out my thyroid medication, my vitamins, the supplements, because some things just cancel each other out, and it's pointless for your body. You're just taking it and it's not being absorbed. Caffeine often comes paired with sugary, high-calorie drinks. We know this. We see it. If you read the labels on things, it can lead to weight gain and or dumping syndrome. I've had dumping syndrome a couple times, and it is not great. So, I followed these guidelines, and, some things still happen, and that's okay. We live and learn. Too much caffeine can cause digestive issues, which can lead to diarrhea and gastric reflux and or gastric reflux. So, if you need it, you need it, and work with it. We're all adults here. You know your body best. Do what works for you. But those are just some of the cautions that Kaiser put out for me, and the different ways that, I worked with it. So moving on, 4 to 6 months. I think it should be 3 to 6 months. Yeah. 3 to 6 months. Sorry, guys. And beyond. Everything pretty much stays the same with liquids from that point on. You're still doing your 64 ounces or 8 cups per day. I think, like, it's a few bottles of water, but, there's those things on Amazon where it has the amounts on it. They're pretty colors. It gives you a little encouragement on your bottle. If you want to walk around with a big jug like that, cool, do you. If you want to do a few different bottles throughout the day, go with that. But yeah, again, non-carbonated. it can slowly stretch that stomach out to be something, bigger than what you wanted. As of like present, my stomach holds about 5 ounces. And like I've done testers in the morning to see what works with that. But um, yeah, it doesn't include the protein supplements you're taking. So for me, I have the 64 and then some. I'm constantly walking around with a water bottle, like a big cup with ice that keeps my stuff cold. Like it's just it how that's how it works for me, and especially being a runner, I have to stay super hydrated. I have the protein supplements. I have the hydration supplements. I've gone through a few different ones to help keep my body hydrated. And what's been working for me for, gosh, I think maybe since November of last year, is liquid IV. It's kept me super hydrated, especially out here in this Antelope Valley heat. I add that to my bottle of water. Sometimes I'll have two a day, depending on my activity. If I run, more than 3 or 4 miles, incorporate my water and my protein. Those, like, I have all the links for things in my videos of what I use. And that's what's worked for me. It's kept me hydrated and it's been great. The only time I wasn't hydrated was for the Los Angeles Marathon. Done all my due diligence. It didn't work out quite right, and I had to get an IV because I literally had no liquids to give. So I had to get that the following day. But overall in daily life and with all the hard workouts I'm doing, I am staying hydrated through these guidelines, through my protein, and through liquid IV. Sometimes I'll use like Noon or electrolyte if that's what's available when we're out on the race courses. And it just depends. Some of them slosh around in my stomach. I don't absorb it too well, but I know I'll need those electrolytes in that moment. So it's kind of like, you got to do it, or else I'm going to feel really awful afterwards. And nobody wants to feel yucky. So yeah, that's where we're at. But hydration is key for us. And we got it. We got to stay hydrated or you're going to feel yucky. I don't want to feel like poop. Yeah, so you can follow along with me on Instagram. I'm on there as Jen_Bailey17. I throw up stories. I put out posts of things that's going on in my life. The latest one is like Instagram reality versus real life. Like you can stand there, you can pose, you can take cute pictures and look good, but I want people to see the reality, the behind the scenes of it, of the loose skin, the things that have to be tucked in, the things I have to wear to do what I love, which is running, putting on those knee sleeves and using my inhaler and all of this stuff. So I'm out there and I want to be transparent for everyone. There's not a lot of info on people like me who run these longer distances. Staying hydrated is front and center for people like us. So yeah, you can check out my activities on Strava. Just look me up under Jen Bailey and see the things I'm doing. Yesterday I did, I think, like 3 miles in the morning. That was my training run. And then in the evening, gosh, it was still like 90 degrees out here. And I'm doing a 6-week race, like a trail run. Something new to me. I wanted to incorporate that. I wanted to try something different. So I had to be very diligent about being hydrated, drinking my water, having my protein shake, and incorporating that liquid IV. I'm not sponsored by them, but I wish I could be because I pump a lot of money and yeah, it does well for my body. But yeah, it was difficult, but I'm hydrated. I went to bed hydrated. I woke up hydrated, and I still feel really, really good about it. So we all have to do what's best for our own bodies. You can learn from me, learn from my mistakes, learn from my accomplishments with it. Like, there's good, bad, and ugly. I am human, and I am here to help anyone along the way. So thank you so much for joining me. This was definitely important and necessary for, summertime. We all gotta do our thing and lead our best lives. So, that said, until next time, well, number one, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This video is a lot longer than usual. But yeah, thank you so much, and I appreciate you. So until next time, sending light, love, and happiness. Bye.